so that those people who live elsewhere in the wintertime wouldn't have to pay for pickup that they don't get.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, who's this one?
Jeff Bohm. Jeff?
Blair?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I am Jeff Blair. I have
Address.
three properties.
Your address, please?
It is 6745 Lakeshore Road, 6737 Lakeshore Road, 7516 State Road. My question is, why am I here opposing this? I thought I would be able to get my own services. And like he said, what's next? What's next? I mean, there is obviously not enough room in here to host everybody that would oppose, or one way or another. I believe it should be a big enough room to host everybody. First off, I really don't like the fact that I have to come here to fight this. I think it should have just questioned, mailed to us personally, and we could respond.
We did
Rather
have
than,
that.
having me to take my time out to
We did
fight
have
this.
that.
I
And the
think it's just a
card.
big waste of time.
Absolutely.
There's no way to
I think if you voted
record
right now,
it, send
I'd
us
say
back.
no, I don't want it.
Can't return it.
Well, then let's vote. I mean, that's my question is why do I have to come down here to do this? I'm not happy with that.
We don't make the laws. That's the way the process works out,
No.
The resolution that we're working on right now, the resolution that we're doing, that's what it calls for, Doug, do you add anything to that, or?
There are two different, in addition to coming here tonight, you could have filed a letter and mailed it in. There's also the opportunity for a protest petition of 20% of the landowners that would stop the board action if that petition were circulated and signed. Again, those are two other ways in which to do that.
Yes, no put on it?
If that answers your question, there were other means. You're entitled to come here and speak tonight, but the question you asked was, were there other means to do it?
Could this have had a yes, no put on it?
I have never seen another municipality ever do that.
No?
No,
But that doesn't mean it couldn't be done.
now, like I said, there's not enough room for everybody to get in here. I paid hell to get over here. Walking through the snow when it's, it's not even peanuts outside. I mean, there's elderly people, there's young people, there's all sorts of people, but there's not enough room.
Well, I think there's plenty of room here right now. I mean, everybody seems to be, so.
No, Mike, we're leaving. They're standing out there.
There's people that turn away, I guarantee it.
There's nobody in the hallway.
There's not enough room.
He couldn't get out, so they just drove away.
Oh, question number two, I was wondering, I have this stuff, is there a petition that's going around to block this, and where do I turn my letters?
You bring them right up here and hand them to Mrs.
Okay, so
Trimble.
everybody that has them, bring them up?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Some of these are duplicates I already have.
Gerald Clute is our next speaker. Gerald?
Right here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you can hear me now. Yes, I'm looking right at you. My name is Gerald Clute, C-L-U-T-E. I live at 6645 State Road. That property has been in my family for 92 consecutive years. It's a small farm. And I got a couple of things I want to comment on. this whole thing appears to be government intervention. This reminds me a lot of Obamacare. And I don't like it. The biggest problem I have is everyone must join. If this was voluntarily, I wouldn't care what you did. But this isn't. We have to go for this. We have to have yard pickup, whether we want it or not.
No, we don't have to have yard pickup. This is the first stage. Those will all be negotiable depending what happens here tonight in this meeting. All those things are negotiable and when we get down to negotiating a contract of what's going to be in the contract and where, so.
Okay. I think this is going to be more expensive. I sat there doing the math. I'm a retired college professor, and I'm pretty good at that. I taught physics. And I think it's going to be a little more money. But recycling, if that is the main crux of this, is available now. You just have to do it yourself. You have to take the personal initiative on it. And finally, we don't know what the exact cost is per resident. You've given us a pretty good ballpark, but we don't really know. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay.
By the way, I hope your arm feels better.
Oh, thank you very much. Anyway, that is part of the process. You know, tonight's meeting, then we go into the next phase of this meeting with negotiations to come up and work up a price, exactly what you want, what the people want. I mean, that's the way it works. Ray Johnson?
Yeah, I'm at 6546 Lakeshore Road. First line here, you said Township of Burtchville on its own initiative and without petition. I was bringing this up to the property owners of Burtchville Township. Okay, under my own initiative, when you lost the dumpster out here for recycling, I took it upon myself to find out where I can go ahead and recycle and anything I wanted to take down to the recycling bins. My own initiative for my garbage, I choose what I want to do with my garbage or how to get rid of it myself. I don't need somebody coming to my house with a damn truck, picking up my garbage or anything like that. I've been up here for 33 years. I don't need your garbage, I don't need your recycling or anything. I take it upon myself to do it myself. Answering that man's question over there, I thought you were pretty rude saying, well, you should have went to the internet. I'm one of those guys that don't have a computer either.
No, I'm
not an internet user.
Excuse
So
me,
without the,
excuse
wait a
me,
minute,
just
so
one
wait
second.
a minute, you said I could speak and then you go ahead and speak, Mike. Now, without the initiative or the computer or anything, I didn't know anything about this meeting. This came here last Monday, I got it. I don't know how much your trash is or anything else. Nothing was listed to me. I didn't get anything else in the mail. I think this was just kind of shoving it down everybody's throat. It's kind of the trickle-down effect, just like the federal government to the state to the townships. And we're coming into that category right down the line. Now, you know yourself, with any waste management or any trash pickup, over the year or two, the price happened to go up, it just happens to go up. And people aren't gonna be happy with it. Then all of a sudden they say, geez, I had cheaper garbage from the other destroyer, the guy who was picking them up before. Now you're gonna tell me? No, it's forcing people to pay something they really don't want. I know maybe the majority might want it, but for me, I don't want it. I don't want nobody coming into my house picking up my garbage because it's not gonna be there and I'm not gonna pay for it.
Okay, thank you very much. And I did not say that if you could have looked on the internet, I said it was on the internet, you know.
Well, no,
And I don't believe that I
when
was
he
rude
said,
to
he said he
anybody.
didn't have any information, you said, well, it was on the internet, like, you know, off the shoulder.
Next is Ann Craig.
And I live at 3793.
I sure didn't see any action about it.
And I've only been here a couple of years, so I came from Rochester Hills.
I'm here to
Everybody
this meeting. I want to
down
voice
here
my
all
opinion
has
on it. I don't know what the hell I'm voicing
one
about.
person come in and pick that up. Port Huron has its own place where they have their own recycling and garbage pickup and leaf pickup. I mean, even if they rake it out to the road and the guy comes by and picks it up, I think that's a whole lot better. Let's go into the 20th century or 21st century.
Why?
Where we can have some of the amenities that some of the other have.
Okay, thank you.
I need her address, I didn't catch the number.
Mrs. Craig, could we have your address, please?
Again, I missed the number, your house,
3793 Street.
Thank you.
On Front Porch.
I got that.
Okay, thank you very much. Are you finished? Are you?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
thank you very much. Is this, one here?
That's, well, these are all next.
Oh, okay. Paul Richards?
Right here. 4590 Birch Road.
Not if you can talk loud enough.
Okay. 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 We talked about private roads. A lot of these private roads out in the countryside aren't set up to be handling these big heavy garbage trucks. Right now, they're not, waste management in these places aren't going down them, so why tell people they're gonna go down them? The roads won't handle it. Gravel roads.
Could you just hold on for 1 second and let me check for
Yeah.
that to find out? Of the haulers that are here tonight, is there anybody here that is not gonna go down our private roads?
Well, they're not gonna admit to that right now.
I'm from Amtera, and we're a service organization. We accommodate roads that the bigger trucks can't go down, because that's what we do, we provide service. I'd just like to say that we service Caseville Township, Caseville, Port Austin, Harbor Beach. These are all the same kind of communities that this is, and they all have a single hauler. None of them would go back to what you folks have here. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've never met a community or a person in a community that's come to me and said, let's go back to the board and let's go back to the way we were doing it. Because the way you were doing it, it's double the cost. And I mean, we may not get the contract, but I'm just telling you folks, just some facts. It's just a good thing. And I lived in Rochester Hills when it was, each person picked their hauler, and yeah, down my street, there was 5 trucks, could be every other day. This is of course, I'm going to say that because I represent a company that does it, but it truly is. And I wish I would, if you decide to do this, I would like to bet anybody in this room, nobody will come back to you a year or 2 from now and say, let's go back to the way it was.
Okay, can I finish?
Yes.
Okay, you're talking about the seasonal people that can get a 6-month reprieve on their taxes. Okay, they make the choice to go to Florida or wherever. Okay, they're not using the service for 6 months. I don't plan on using the service at this time. Okay, so why should I have to pay for it at all? Okay, I'm not interested in yard pickup. I take my stuff to my business. To me, why are you giving some people preference over other people that don't want it or don't need it? Okay? Yes, for the people that need it, they want it, let them sign up with the township and pay their taxes. I don't see a problem with that. But for those that don't want it or don't prefer it, why shouldn't they have their choice?
When you're an individual and you got garbage picked up, you can put it
Ray,
off for 6 months, but under assessment, you have to
Ray,
pay.
you're out of order, please. You're out of order. Are you done, Paul?
Well, that part, yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Ray has 2
Okay.
minutes.
And, you know, why should the government get in my trash can? I don't think they need to be there.
I do.
We don't need NSA
Okay,
here and all that
okay,
stuff.
that's why we're here, that's what we want to hear, so we want to hear everybody's opinion. Dawn Hopkins?
Here.
Dawn?
Your address, Dawn?
3785 Orchard Drive. Okay, I have 4 properties. I live on 1. Are they all gonna have this assessment?
Do you have a resident
Are there homes on each one?
on each
2 of
one?
them. The one I live in and another one.
The both,
But nobody lives in the other one. It's an empty house. I didn't want anybody living there, so I bought it.
it doesn't matter, it would be.
Yeah,
come in
okay.
under the
I have garbage pickup right now. They don't come down my road. It's a private road. I live on the very end. They can't get down there. A fire truck can't get down there because the neighbors keep moving the road out. There's been letters sent, but they don't do anything about it. Now there's new owners, and I went down to talk to them, and they got real pissy with me. So anyway, a garbage truck can't even come down. I have to take it out to Lakeshore. Another thing, I don't want to pay more taxes. And this seems like it's there. People that want trash pickup have it. The people that don't have it, it seems like that's what it's for. The people that don't have it and can't pay for it. You know, they don't have it because they don't have the money. And it's like, I don't know. It just seems like it's for the people that don't have it because the people that want it have it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay more taxes anyway, and I'm happy with my situation. I live on a street where the people on my street don't have garbage pickup, and it's all over the place. But I don't want this just to take care of them.
Yeah, we get those complaints
all
in the
the time.
township, 3 or 4 of them.
And this is
Garbage in the yard and rats and dogs dragging it through people's yards.
This is like a country situation, you know, it's not a city where you do have rats and crap like that. It's a country situation. I don't think you should be able to.
Well, you do have raccoons and.
Well, yeah, I got raccoons, skunks, and possum.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, I just don't understand why this came out and said, we are doing this, and you can
No,
come
that
here.
didn't-
Yeah,
That's not what it
it
said. We're not
did. And you said you
doing
can
it.
come to this meeting
That's why we're having
and
this
voice your
meeting.
opinion, but this isn't gonna change anything, because you've already decided.
No, we
No,
have
we
not
haven't.
decided. We're not deciding anything. It's the residents.
Well, that
are
little
deciding.
ticket is the way, that's what I took from our little postcard, that you've already, you took it upon yourself and you've already decided that this is what we're gonna do.
That isn't the way it works.
No, it doesn't work that way, but that's the way that postcard said.
But, well,
We need to have people stop talking.
can we have some quiet back there, please?
I guess I'm done if you're really gonna, listen to the people. You know, let us have a choice.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, but this is nothing. I don't understand how this can do any good. Because like everybody said, it's not a vote.
There's a vote right there.
Right
I
here.
think it's 300 people that say no.
How will we know in the 20?
Yeah, but not everybody's here. It's,
When we totaled them all up.
We'll try to get them calculated and you'll know, tomorrow morning or as soon as we get them calculated.
What is 20%?
What is it? It's,
15,
who's the
17,
mathematician here? Give me 20% of 17.
15, 17.
15, 17. I had to figure that out.
there's not that many people here tonight.
I have had people,
About
I had-
you'll be
they
submitting
mailed in and
300.
dropped them off.
I've had
304
protests coming in for a
petitions
week and a
about
half.
what it would take.
by mail, or dropped off,
Because we don't have 340.
Okay.
Well,
We've been receiving petitions by mail for a week and a half,
and email
and emails
fax.
and everything else, so, you know.
Oops.
Charlie Foster?
I live at 3318 Wilkes. Recently, I've been given to understand that when this garbage goes to the landfill in Smith Street, it's not being recycled, right? They're just piling it all in one pile. So why are we paying for this? What's the point of paying for recycling if it's just gonna get hauled out there and pushed into a pile with the rest of it? And
Well, first, to try and answer that question for you, I don't know that for sure, but,
I've been told that
the
by a
haulers,
couple of people.
I can tell you this, it's against the law to take recycling that you paid for and put it into a landfill. There was a gentleman that owned a company called World Waste Services. Both him and his wife did time for doing just exactly that. The waste hauling companies wouldn't risk their whole business to do something that foolish. It's against the law. And you give me the name of a hauling company that does that, and I would like to pursue it.
Okay. I have another question.
okay, sure, go ahead.
Was this petition here, or this protest sheet, was this posted on the internet too?
Was that on it?
I don't know if that sheet
No.
was.
No, we just made them up, so for tonight, so.
Put 'em in, yeah.
Okay.
But they could have,
But it was stated that
but
you
it
could
was
send.
stated that it could have been by written protest.
Excuse me?
Charlie, are you,
I
yes, ma'am.
forgot something. How many people are gonna be put out of jobs because you're just going with one company? That's what I wondered.
I would have.
I forgot all about it. Well, a lot of
no-
people, for all
I have
those
no
other
idea.
companies. You know, that's something to think about.
Charlie, go
Gentleman
ahead.
here wanted me to ask another question, can I yield to him?
No,
No.
He's had his chance.
I can't hear him very well.
Sorry.
Well, we have a lot of people that want to talk, and if we just go back and forth, everybody's not
There will
going
be
to
a
get their
chance to talk.
opportunity.
There will be a chance again at our meeting, at our meeting when this public hearing is over with. There will be a chance to address the board then, and there will be a chance to address the board at the end of our meeting when we're done with our bill paying and other things. You'll still have another chance to speak, so. David Kleinsteiber?
Dave Kleinstecker, 3671 Ferndale. I'm in the minority. I'm looking forward to it. One of the big problems that we've got down where we are, and especially with the lawn, I'm asthmatic, my wife's asthmatic, and beginning about mid-September, it is so smoky and everything else, and people burning leaves. Any and every day of the week, on the weekends, you don't even want to get out into this. They're down on the beach, they're behind their houses, they're blowing, it's just one big cloud. And that makes a big problem, when you got a garden, yard work, anything else. And I think, recycling is good. Now, one of the main concerns, I came down here today was, my concern was in the vendor that you'd be choosing. And, I understand there's somebody here from Waste Management, because I use Mterra right now, they're super. I just gave the guy a $20 tip for Christmas today. But one of the questions I had from friends that were in Port Huron before, if it was Waste Management, are there going to be limitations on the garbage can size? Everybody in our road right now, excuse me, uses 50-gallon barrels. The big Rubbermaid 50-gallon. And I understand that back when we were in Port Huron, that they were limited down to 30 or 35-gallon. Number of bags is limited, things like that. I'm wondering if that's going to be the case. If we can find that out from Waste Management before they are completely decided on, because that would be the only detriment. Because right now, we have Marcotte come down the street and Mterra, they bend over backwards. So, but that's my two. I am in favor of it, especially for the health reasons.
Thank you.
Pamela,
Okay.
GM Veteran Day, 7280 North Road, Burtchville. Yeah, I have several questions. First of all, the surcharges they mentioned, there's no indication of what the amounts are going to be or if they're limited in any way. Surcharges for the landfill, surcharges for gas, so we can't really know what it's going to cost. Then there's people right now who are having a hard time paying their taxes. I have a real objection to putting this on the tax bill, where if you don't get your taxes paid right then, they start tacking on all the fees and % interest rates and stuff like that onto an assessment for trash too. And right now, people who can't afford it do other things with their trash. You can have your husband take it to the trash, the landfill once a month, things like that. But now you're stuck with this. This is on your tax bill. It's a big deal. And why now during the Christmas season? Like the other guy, I almost threw it out. My husband happened to see that little teeny card that came. I didn't see it at all. Okay, so I think it isn't right to do this at the last minute during Christmas season. Everybody's busy, smacks of Obamacare, Christmas Eve, that type of thing. Let's let government be totally upfront here. Let's put it in the springtime. How many elderly people, I'm surprised how many of us senior citizens are here tonight in this rotten weather. Okay, a lot of people aren't going to come out in this terrible weather. So we need to have it fair for everybody to have their voice heard. And
Well, if I could answer that question, that was not the intent of this board, is to have it at Christmas time. It's just the way it happened to fall in as far as petitioning and getting our petitions done and everything else. And then, I've always been an optimist all my life, and I've always looked at the glass half full. It may be a nice Christmas present for the residents of Burtchville Township to get a big discount on their garbage collection too.
well, I'm speaking personally.
I'm just saying,
Speaking as a just barely senior citizen, it's not a discount. Marcotte worked with us on that, with the senior citizens, and kept our business because of competition. We told them, we looked at other places, St. Clair Waste, and they said, well, we'll certainly meet their price. We don't have that when we establish a 5-year monopoly, okay? We don't have that little thing to keep good service. And another thing, every house, it sounds like, is going to be taxed for this, whether or not it's occupied. That's really hard on a lot of farmers and other people who might have a dwelling place that they don't live in, but it's there. Also, do you tack on the extra fees if it isn't paid on time? That was never answered. Is that, are those?
They're not tacked on, they can be collected through the taxes, though, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. If you're adding, like I said, there have been a couple occasions when I had to wait to pay my taxes. I couldn't get them all paid on time, you know, before the fees and interest get kicked in. I don't want to pay it on extra on garbage pickup, which we take care of ourselves now. Very good relationship with our carrier. So, how long do we have to get these petitions in, is my last question.
Well, tonight is the night.
This is still, that wasn't made clear in any place that I saw.
It was made clear right in the envelope that was sent out.
That everything.
There's a protest.
Well, why doesn't the board, excuse me, why doesn't the board take some action to make it fair for a lot of citizens who didn't see this? I have friends who are in Arizona right now and other places. And why not change that and give us a little more time to do that and post that petition on the internet on the township website? Well, if you guys make us get a petition to go against it, why don't, the other question is, why don't you get a petition to do it with and get 80%? You want us to get 20 against, why don't you do a petition and get 80% in favor?
Well, that's the way the resolution works.
Well, I know, but that was you guys doing it. You can't blame that on some amorphous, that's the way resolution works. 4 of you decided that, and I think with so many people against it, you should decide, first of all, to get, if we're gonna keep it this way, give us some more time to get those petitions in. Because a lot of people who would have been here probably didn't come out tonight. I think, you know, it's of the people, by the people, for the people, not of, by, and for the board. Okay?
I agree, thank you very much. Charles White.
7961
Quiet, please.
The only thing that I was wondering is you said it'd be one truck picking up all this stuff. And if there's gonna be regular trash, recyclable, yard waste, isn't that 3 different trucks?
Yes.
How do they?
So there would be 3 separate trucks, you're correct, but it's on one day.
Yeah, but it's the same amount of
Well,
trucks.
same amount.
Well, I lived in Rochester, we had 5 different trucks, I'm just trying to state what the facts are, folks. That's
And I have a question of protocol.
Well, no,
How come you're allowing this man to talk and you're shutting everybody else?
We're not shutting up anybody.
I don't want,
No, we're not.
I don't need to talk to this gentleman.
All right,
You'll
yeah,
go.
okay.
There will be just as many trucks running. And we live on Fountain Street, it's basically a dead-end street. The garbage trucks have to back down there. You get some of these bigger outfits, they're not gonna wanna back down our street.
They're gonna back down there, but they're only gonna back down there 1 day a week. Now you gotta back them down there 5 days a week.
2.
Well, whatever, I don't know, I know a lot, and, there's trucks every day in our area, of our township, every day.
More trucks than what we had before that.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Gentleman right here, Jim. Huey, what house was it? Gerard Huey.
6727 Lakeshore Road.
What is it?
6727 Lakeshore Road.
Thank you.
My question was answered when you said it had to be a resident on the property, because I have a part ownership in a shoreline plat, and that's not going to be assessed on there too, is it?
Only if it's got a house on it.
No.
No house on it.
No,
Yeah, that's that beach
no.
frontage thing or something?
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm paying the taxes right now, and I know there's other people involved in it,
Yeah.
but you send a tax bill to me.
No, it's not.
Who else is part of that, and why can't you straighten that out for us? Where each person gets it on their bill.
Well, that's something you need to come in and talk to our, Shelley.
Tax assessor.
Give our assessor a call. She'll be in the office tomorrow. Give her a call.
All right.
And I'm sure she'll straighten that out for you.
Good luck, Gary.
And she can't.
I have a quick question, if you don't mind. I listen to most of these people, including myself.
Could you stand up and,
Cedric
Name and
Evans,
address?
4021 Hillock Drive. I listen to a few people here that live on private roads. And this gentleman over here is saying that it's gonna be 3 trucks, 1 day a week. I done 10 years of picking up garbage for the city. It's gonna be a mess. But anyway, back to the roads. You get that many trucks, even 1 day a week down a private road, and anybody that lives on a private road know we have to take care of that road.
Yep.
Are you gonna help us keep our road up?
No,
Thank you.
no. I didn't catch your name, I'm sorry.
Cedric Evans.
Okay.
Thank you. Jim Collins.
4107 Myron Road. Okay, there is a recycle center over here on Smith Creek. All you gotta do is throw stuff in your car and drive it over there. It's not a big deal. All of you run down to Port Huron all the time or run up the other way. When you're going that way, throw it in the car and go down there, drop it off. I've been doing it since they stopped the recycling here. It hasn't hurt me at all. I'm retired, you know, so it's not that big of a deal. Private roads, like this gentleman said, we pay a lot of money to put limestone down on our road. And there's 4 or 5 of us there. And it's hard enough to keep it up with just those cars going down it. Now, with these big trucks going down it, I can't see any way that's gonna kill us, you know? Garbage cans. You're not only paying for your garbage to be picked up, you buy a garbage can too. And you know how they beat the hell out of the garbage cans now? Every couple of weeks you're gonna be buying another can, or 2 cans, or 3. Just think of the cost it's gonna be here. You know, it's a great deal. I moved out of the city to come up here because I wanted to be in the country because I didn't want to put up with that crap that was going on down in the city. That's why I'm here. And now it's starting to come here. I don't like it, and apparently there's a lot of other people here that don't like it too. And you know, you're going to give a break to these people that go to Florida? I say no. If you have a home here in Lakeport, you pay just as long as everybody else pays. If you live here or not, you pay. If you go to Florida for 6 months, you still pay. That's the only way it's going to work. Well, that's your opinion. That's mine. And another thing that really bugs me, you drive down here, down the highway going into Port Huron, these guys are done picking up the garbage, they dump the garbage can over upside down, all the crap falls out on the road, they blow out into the road. Who takes care of that? Nobody. The cars hit them and knock them off the road. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
But what are they
I think
gonna
it's
do
a
for
bad
garbage
idea.
pickup? What are they going to do for garbage pickup?
They take care of it themselves.
In their backyard?
They pick the garbage up, they put it in a bag or a container and run it down to the county.
Landfill? Oh, okay.
That's what you do. Any other place in Michigan, a small little community like this, that's what they do.
Okay, thank you very much. Ernie Schroeder.
Ernie Schroeder, 4600 Norman Road. About 15, 16 years ago, we went through the same thing. And has anybody ever stopped to think of all the residents that you're going to collect money from, that people aren't there except for maybe 2 or 3 weeks a year? If I'm not mistaken, you got close to 30% of the population on that side of the 25 that are not full-time residents. What about all the people you've got living along the lake? You got a private drive going up there, you got a dumpster sitting up there, and 3 or 4 people use that same dumpster. That's how they take care of their garbage. You're going to eliminate all of them and charge all 4 of them?
If they're residential, if they're residential property.
Well, then there's no benefit to anybody. You take all these houses that are not going to put out garbage, you're going to be collecting for them, but yet you're not going to be paying for them because you're not going to have 100% of your residential property picking up garbage there. So therefore the township is going to come out ahead. Simple math will show you that.
Either the township or waste.
That isn't the way the contracts are drawn up.
Well, I tell you what, to start off with, you got this meeting here, and I don't think anybody has told anybody what you're even looking for. Are commercial accounts included?
No, they're not.
Why? You never said it. Never once has there been said anything. All your commercial is
It
done.
says right on the sheet, it was residential.
Huh?
It says right on the
On
postcard.
the postcard.
But we went through it before, and if I'm not mistaken, we had somewhere in the neighborhood of 37 to 39, I think it was, dumpsters in the township. It was scattered around through private and commercial. That's a lot of people. And a lot of them dumpsters up there have got 3 or 4 different families putting it in there, and they pick it up one time and they're done. I personally do not want it. I don't see any reason why we gotta have it. Besides that, we should have less government instead of more.
Doug Nelson?
7780 Rest Haven Court. Most of my concerns have already been discussed here, but I do have a little bit of experience. I was a business owner in the city of Port Huron for roughly 25 years. When the city of Port Huron shifted to waste management, the only thing we got, at least initially, until we complied with what waste management wanted, was complaints. They wouldn't pick up our trash. Our barrels were too big. We didn't have a separate one for the recyclables. Now, the city of Port Huron, I find, has done away with waste management. Now they've got a different company. I wonder why. You know, maybe because they're a little too particular. And I agree with this last man that spoke. We want less government. I moved up here 36 years ago because I love being up here. This is a beautiful place to live. Very few regulations. And nobody hurts anybody. The one thing you will find is along the lake, those little roads, they're all platted 6-foot roads. I've got a pickup service right now that backs down, not because they have to, except for I have a neighbor who has boulders this big at the corner where they make the turn, and I've complained to the board several times about it. Nothing has been done about it. They can't make the turn. They back down, get out of the truck, and walk 2 houses over to pick up my trash. They pick it up out of my barrels and take it over to the truck. They do the same thing on the other street because there's a great big tree there. Is waste management gonna do that for us? I don't think so. Waste management is the world's largest disposer of waste. We know that. They're a big business, and they're in business to make money. That $150 a month or $150 a year, and at the end of that 5-year contract, you're going to see that balloon like you can't believe. They've already raised the landfill rates out in Smiths Creek. So eventually, you're going to lose the advantage you had with your own private hauler. I can also call my hauler and say, for instance, my wife and I, about 3 years ago, we cleaned out our attic. Now, I don't know how many of you have got attics that are filled with junk up out here, but we do. We did, I should say. They came 4 straight weeks and picked up boxes and boxes and boxes and bags and bags and bags. I got one bill from them, $5. $5 to do that. And I thought that was pretty doggone reasonable. They went the extra mile for me because I called them. We aren't going to get that out of waste management.
No.
So I, for one, am opposed to making this move, especially